when you look at training, we want to follow a format that's going to help you learn to fight. And I can tell you that whatever it is you do on that paper, it's not going to translate into the real world. I promise you that. So if I told you I'm a boxer, and I wear a t-shirt that says Everlasting, whatever else, and you go, what do you do to train, man? I'm interested in learning more. I just run the heavy bag every day for 2 hours. That's it? Yeah, man, that's my shit. Well, when is your next fight? Oh, no, I'm not planning on any fights or anything, but I'm a boxer. Right about this time, the girl that he's telling that to was like, okay, right? And all the dudes are like, right? Wannabe, right? At what point do you become a boxer? At least there's another motherfucker on the end of your glove. At least sparring. But how many people buy a gun and go, oh, I'm in the club now, I'm a gunfighter? Not yet, you ain't. What does it take to be one? Do you know what regiment you need to follow, what skill sets you need, and what order you need to develop them in? The way you develop a fighter for guns is the exact same way you develop a boxer or an MMA fighter. You start with static targets, like a heavy bag. And that's where I learned form, right? Learn to throw a punch, learn how to move my feet. That's it, right? Just form. Then I moved to reactive targets like speed bags or double-ended bags, right? Where I'm starting to bring in some eye-hand coordination. I'm starting to bring in a little bit more reaction time and timing, rhythm. And then I moved to mitts. Now it's somebody else is helping to focus me on where I need to be. But this is the first time a human being has been introduced, isn't it? But mitts is great. It's where you should spend about 75% of your time training because they're working you. And after mitts, you put on some gear and you start sparring. Now you got two guys that are pulling their punches, but you're still now having to react in the context of what a fight's really supposed to look like. And then after that, you take off the sparring gear and you start competing in amateurs, semi-pro, professional. And then it's the real world. Can we agree that's the progression? Now, can you also agree that a person that's been through that progression and into professional sports and then is in the real world in a fight, that this will adequately have prepared them for that? Sure. Absolutely. So if that's true, and that's true principles that we're discussing, then plug that same thing into the gun world and you ask yourself, are you ready? Is what you've done on your heavy bag or that piece of paper going to adequately prepare you for the real world, for that real encounter?